Yes, all right then, lads. Welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy, and this is the evening show. I'm so sorry, I'm a little bit late. I think I'm 10 minutes late, but look, my machine just froze, my camera just froze, and I tried to restart everything just to find a way. I'm not a technician, so I was trying to find a way of at least fixing the thing so that we can actually come live. And finally we do have it, we have succeeded, we have some success in going through. We're gonna be speaking about a couple of stories, but mainly in this video I want to just go through all the stories that have been around the day, around Arsenal. Filippo Coutinho back in the news, again, Ramsey to Newcastle. I mean, he would become a direct rival. We've been linked with a couple of players in Italy as well. I don't know why we are being linked with a couple of players from Italy, because again we've been linked with a Swedish midfielder from Juventus, and we'll try to get at the bottom of that. Arsenal are believed to be interested in triggering the release clause of Tyler Adams as well at RB Leipzig. That story is there, and I'm going to try to make sure that we go down. We actually go into that story in depth and see what exactly is going to be, the relationship. Zakaria to Roma. That story has also been, fronted. Fabrizio Romano's, speaking about, Zakaria to Roma. Look, I think it's gonna be a lot of competition on Dennis Zakaria. So I'll give you an update on Dennis Zakaria. I'll give you an update on on the Real Madrid players that we are looking at, Marco Asensio, as well as I was about to say Dusan Tadic, as well as Luka Jovic. I'll be giving you an update around that as well. So we're gonna basically it's going to be a collection party where we look at all the stories, where we look at everything that has been that has been linked with us now today. So a couple of stories that really do make a lot of sense, and a couple of stories that for me actually do not make sense, have been fronted today. And let's try to dive into both sides, the stories that I think make sense and the stories that I think actually do not make sense. So smash a like on the video, do subscribe. I'll definitely take your calls if you guys do want to call in. I've already put out a call link, so I'll take your calls if you want to call in later on and have a chat with me, talk to me. Which players do you think actually make sense being linked with us? Which players do you want? Which players do you not want? And a couple of other things, in the same line. So, right, smash a like on the video, subscribe. What else? Let's get our little party started. So to begin the party, let's start off with Filippo Coutinho, because in the head, he is in the headline of the video, in the title. So it only makes sense if we start off with Filippo Coutinho and the links to Arsenal Football Club. Now, look, this is a story that I think it's been here ever since he left Liverpool. Actually, ever since him and Luis Suarez, left Liverpool, they've been linked with Arsenal, about a million times. And now that Xavi has actually come to Barcelona, I think, look, Barcelona will not have a complete squad overall. I don't think at the moment they can afford that. To let players go, and that's why they are going to renew the likes of Dembele's contract and a couple of other players. I think what Xavi is going to do to that team, and this is entirely my opinion, you can have yours as well. I think what Xavi is going to do, or Xavi, is he's going to get these young players and try to build a future Barcelona, one that could take around 2 to 3 years to mature. They have a lot of talent in there, the likes of Gavi, the likes of Pedri, and I think that is what Xavi is going to do. Build the team around these young players, and kind of similar to what Arsenal are trying to do. So I think Barcelona at the moment will try to let go of all the players that one are very expensive. Because for me, Filippo Coutinho and Barcelona do not match at the moment. They're a mismatch. They are an absolute mismatch at the moment. One, I just feel like he's earning a lot. He's actually costing them a lot. And we know the financial problems they are in as Barcelona. they would love to, they would love to be in, in a slightly, in slightly, a better position. They would love to be in a position where they can actually run, run and manage their finances very, very well. So for me, at the end of the day, if we start thinking about Filippo Coutinho, are we any different from Barcelona? Financially, probably we are. We are not like Barcelona. I mean, we've been run poorly, but they've been run very, very poorly. I mean, you have, cases of embezzlement in there. You have cases of fraud in there. You have ex-presidents and CEOs being imprisoned, imprisonment for embezzlement and corruption, and things like that. So look, the whole story around Filippo Coutinho and leaving Barcelona is absolutely true. They will let him go. They will want to let him go. At the end of the day, at some point in time, they will feel like it's time to offload him. And for me, the reason that's why I feel like they didn't offload him up to now. One, who's gonna pay the wages of Filippo Coutinho? Honestly, before we think about Arsenal and everything like that, and how it would impact our game, and being very, I don't even want to be nostalgic, but I'm gonna say very, very crazily optimistic. Who's gonna pay the wages of Felipe Coutinho Correa, right? Who's gonna pay those wages? And apart from that, look, what Barcelona can do is wait for Felipe Coutinho's contract to run down and let him go on a free. It's the same thing that, I mean, they are lucky that Antoine Griezmann, sneaks his way back to Atletico Madrid. Of course, Atletico Madrid being nostalgic, and feeling like, if Griezmann comes back at ATM, he's gonna work out. He will work out. He's a legend. He's a big player there, and things like that. So look, Filippo Coutinho, going back to the Premier League, is, unless it's a free transfer, unless it is Newcastle, unless it is which other team do I think could actually take Filippo Coutinho? Newcastle, free, any club probably on a free transfer. But it's a deal that wouldn't make any sense. And I'm not really saying that Arsenal are strictly interested in Filippo Coutinho, because one, it is only links, and these links that are just resurfacing because the player is actually going to be, left to leave. He's free to leave, the company. He's free to leave, Barcelona FC. It's the same thing with Gareth Bale. It's the same thing with Eden Hazard. They're going to be linked with a multiplex of clubs. They'll be linked with a plurifarian of clubs until they find somewhere they go. I think Hazard, he could go to Newcastle. He could go to, I don't know. But maybe I've seen Hazard linked with Newcastle. I've seen Coutinho linked with Newcastle. I've seen Bell linked with Newcastle. But look, all these players have also been linked with Arsenal, and for me, it's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. Arsenal wouldn't do that deal. Look, I can't be very, very sure about Arsenal, because at times we do disappoint, especially when it comes to transfers. We can do some crazy, transfer decisions. Kim Kalostrom, one of them. Sylvester from Manchester United, another. Which other transfer decision was crazy that we did? Stefan Liechtensteiner from Juve. Thank God that guy and Unai Emery, are all out. Stefan Liechtensteiner, also brought in as the, I don't know, was he a backup right back? Was he a starter? Look, the guy was around 33, 34 when we brought him in. Absolutely crazy stuff. So look. Yes, Arsenal makes very crazy transfer decisions, like going for Xhaka over Conte, and a couple of other things. And I really do not want to criticize the club right now, because we are in very, very good times, and we are in a very, very, very good, we are in very, very good spirit. So look, it's a story that I think is being produced by clickbaiters, try to get clicks and things like that. And look, for me, I discuss everything Arsenal, and that is what my channel is all about. Everything Arsenal. Even if you say Messi to Arsenal, yep, I'll discuss it. I'll do a video and I'll talk about it, and that's what we do on this channel. We only react to news that has been put out facing Arsenal Football Club, or affecting or affiliated to Arsenal Football Club. Now the big statement around Filippo Coutinho for me is he a success as a player? Probably yes, probably no. I don't think he turned out to be the real talent he wanted to be. Probably if he had stayed at Liverpool at the moment, they were under a rebuild, so they needed to sell a couple of players so that they can actually reinvest in the squad. You understand Liverpool's decision and position in selling him. What I would say about Coutinho though is going to Barcelona. No player actually rejects that move, especially prime Barcelona, right? The Barcelona they were when Coutinho was going there. No player actually doesn't want to play with Messi. No player doesn't want to go to Barcelona. They had written history, and they have written history, in the past 2 decades in football. They've had the best player in the world, in Lionel Messi. I don't want to go into that debate, Messi and Ronaldo, so please do not actually argue with me over that. But I just feel like Coutinho, coming back to Arsenal, it's a transfer that wouldn't make a lot of sense to me. Honestly, it's a transfer that wouldn't make a lot of sense to me. Are we looking for a player in that position where he plays? Probably yes. Yeah. I would take a player in attacking midfield, but Filippo Coutinho, maybe look, maybe if it's a January transfer loan and Barcelona are paying all the wages, yeah, maybe that one I could do with that, right? I could take that in. January transfer window, loan deal, and all the wages are going, or 60% or 70% of the wages are paid by Barcelona. It couldn't hurt. We could add him to the midfield and bring up some kind of mixture, some kind of reaction in the midfield. But apart from that, honestly, I don't see Filippo Coutinho at Arsenal. It's a transfer that I think could have happened probably last summer, but one, right? Because there was a lot of energy. He had gone to Bayern, and he had done well there. By the way, he had done well there. So Arsenal were linked with him, and something that actually made some sense. Something that really made some sense. Bringing and by the time we were desperate to get in an attacking midfielder. We were so desperate. Ozil had left the club, and there was a very, very big vacuum. Now at the point, at the moment, I don't think Arsenal having a very, very big void to fill in attacking midfield. Odegaard is there. ESR is there. Yes, probably. If you want to be more ambitious, if you want to be a little bit, forward thinking, looking at Arsenal in top 6 or looking at Arsenal in top 5, then you want someone who can be better than what we have. So you want someone who can create more chances and score goals from that area around the penalty area, around the 18-yard box, and probably move closer to the penalty area. Look, Coutinho did that with Liverpool. He was a success, and I really can't take anything away from him. But at the moment, Filippo Coutinho, however much we would love, however much we want to be very, very nostalgic and things like that, I don't think he comes back to us. No, I don't think he comes back to the Premier League. My suggestion, humble suggestion to him, and humble advice, let him just move to maybe Brazil, if he still wants to make a lot of money, right? If he still wants to make a lot of money, let him move to China. Let him move to America. I think that is where he's welcome at the moment, right? He's getting old. He's not getting any younger. And look, let him go to America, make some money for some 3 years, or China, make some money for some 4 years, or probably I've seen, I've heard of the Middle East. Their leagues are, they're pumping money, a lot of money in their leagues at the moment. Probably go to Qatar, probably go to UAE, make some money, and retire well. But if you still look, if you're still thinking about, getting that cuddling from fans, coming back to the Premier League, going to maybe Italian Serie A, to get some cuddling, to be a hero in Europe. Yes, he can still be a hero, but but for how long, right? For how long? So it's a transfer that I think Arsenal will not do, and I hope we don't get anywhere close to it, because one that really doesn't make sense, really, really doesn't make sense. But speaking about transfers that really make some sense, let's go back to Italy, because over the past 4 days that I've been reporting about Arsenal transfers, I think Italy have produced the latest links. They have produced the latest links. They've also produced the biggest number of content in terms of Arsenal and a couple of things like that. Now, the player we want this time is from Juve, right? The player we want this time is from Juve, and Swedish. Is it called? Is it Swedish? Yeah, Swedish midfielder. Uh, I mean, they call him a maestro. I really can't, start calling players maestros at the moment. But look, we want a midfielder in January. That is a constant, right? That's a constant. Arsenal want a midfielder in January, and I think we will get someone. We'll talk about Dennis Zachary at Roma because that's a transfer link that is also being left open at the moment. But just to try to speak about new names that have been linked with the club, let's try to look at these stories, right? So, according to Di Marzio, reports coming from Italy, they're saying Arsenal have been trying to contact the agent of Dijan Kulusevich. His name is Kulusevski, right? Kulusevski. And apparently the midfielder is at Juve at the moment. Now, again, it's Gianluigi Di Marzio, and I've already spoken about Gianluigi Di Marzio, and I said he's one of those interesting journalists that I really, really love when it comes to Italian reports. He really reports well, on Italian football. And he gives you the latest. He's always been able to give us the latest in regards to Premier League clubs and and Italian links. Now, the latest is Dijan Kulusevski from Juve. Juve are in such a predicament. Juve are in such a predicament this season. They find themselves stuck between a hard place and a rock at the moment. They are broke. We know that. There are a couple of financial problems going around in the Italian Serie A, especially with clubs like Juventus, Inter Milan. We know the financial problems they are in. And we have heard that they're trying to offload some talent. They're trying to offload some players just to free up some money. Now, look, Ramsey is one of them. We've talked about Aaron Ramsey, and now it's being linked with Newcastle. Apparently, Eddie Howe is looking at I think we can call him Howe. Apparently he's looking at Aaron Ramsey as his first signing down at Newcastle, right? He's looking at him as his first signing down at Newcastle. And my thoughts, my opinions, on getting players from Italy. We've not got so many of them. Tomiyasu came from Bologna, from Italy, and he's doing well. We got Stefan Lecesteiner from there. Not really a big success, I would say. Not really a big success. Have we got many players from Italy? Of recent. Not really, right? Unless I've forgotten, but not really. We've not signed so many players from from Italy, but we've been linked with a couple of them. So look, I don't know much about this midfielder. Probably I'm going to dig more about Dijan Kulusevski and find out what exactly is he about. Why are we linked with him? Could he be a prospect and things like that? But one thing I would love to say is I love taking advantage. I love taking advantage of clubs like Juve. They're in a financial predicament. I think they brought in so many players, on loan, and look, they're privileged in Italy. They're privileged. Every player wants to play for them, but this guy is Swedish, so probably if he's not getting the game time, if he's not getting the desired game time at Juve, he would love to leave. He would love to say, Kwaheri for now, I want to go. So Arsenal been linked with the player, according to Di Marzio, and they are saying that we've been trying to contact the agent of the player. right? So let's we'll try to see what happens around that. Are we really interested in in the Juve midfielder, or is it just Mia? Because the last time we were linked with a player, according to Dimasio, the agent didn't pick up. So this time with the agent pickup, look, he could be a quick fix for January. I think Arsenal will try to do anything to fix our problems in the in the January transfer window. Anything like anything like a short-term deal, like loan deal, anything like a very very quick fix, I think we'll do. Apart from Chamberlain, apart from Ramsey, I think Arsenal, we will explore our options, and I'm very very concerned. We will try to explore explore our options. The likes of look. I didn't know much about Dejan Kulusevski linked with Arsenal, and the other talking about Arsenal exploring their options is Tyler Adams, right? Now, Tyler Adams apparently is being linked with Arsenal as a midfielder. But the last time we were linked with this guy, we were linked with him as a right back. And I think I did a report about him, Tomiyasu, Tariq Lamptey, and which player? I think there were 4 players or 5, and Max Aaron's, yeah, and Max Aaron. I think Rido Baku. So we did a report about 5 right backs that Arsenal could have signed in the summer. He was among them. The reports coming in actually are very, very strong, stronger than Yellen, because they are suggesting that Arsenal are ready to trigger the release clause in this man's contract, in the player's contract, down at RB Leipzig. He's being played as a right winger. His position is like Ainsley Matthias. His preferred position is central midfield, right? His preferred position is central midfield, and at the moment, he's actually being employed as a right back. Now, look, I mean, it speaks back to what I've been saying. Arsenal will try to do whatever it takes to cover for Partey, to cover for Xhaka, and to cover for Mohamed Elneny in around 7 weeks or 8 weeks that they will be out in AFCON, and Xhaka out with injury. But Taylor Adams, because for me, if you get in a midfielder worth 40 million, if we trigger the 40 million release clause in the player's contract, that is for me beyond, right? That then that is for me a little bit beyond being a quick fix. That means 40 million. That is a complete midfielder. That is only 5 million of Partey's release clause. So look, are we going to have Taylor Adams come in, settle at Arsenal, and probably as the long-term target? As a long-term, partner to Thomas Partey. I don't know if that is what we're looking at, but reports are saying that Arsenal would want or are actually willing to trigger the 40 million release clause in Tyler Adams' contract. What are your thoughts on that? Because for me, I would have thought still that Tyler Adams, right? Tyler Adams comes in as a quick fix, maybe a loan deal, right? Maybe as a loan deal, probably in January, and you sign him in the summer if things work out. But Leipzig this season, and much like they've been like that, in the past 2-3 seasons, they look like they are not in the title race, but they want second position. They have been troubling Dortmund for second position. They've been beating Dortmund to second position in the recent years. And now, if you look at how they're doing in the league, they're actually not very, 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 very far away from Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund keep on losing games. The last game, they actually beat Dortmund. They beat their direct rivals 2-1. So look, they want Champions League, and Tyler Adams is one of their best players, right? He's one of those players that they can, rely on. Look at his versatility, midfielder, right back. So I doubt they're going to let him go in January unless we trigger the release. Because with release clauses, it's funny. You might want to keep the player. You might want to, the player to stick around. But the moment, and this is what this is the funny part. This is the funny part about release clauses. The moment the player's release clause is triggered, right? The moment the player's release clause is triggered, that's the end of it. And I think that's the scary part of it. Yeah, that's the scary part of release clauses. Like, look at Haaland, 78 million. You would have thought if it was an open deal for negotiations, Dortmund could actually negotiate up to 100 million, but it's not. It's really not going to happen. Yeah. All right. So it's really not going to happen. They're not going to have that chance to bargain until 100 million. If a club comes and slaps money to activate the release clause. So it's the same thing that's happening with Tyler Adams. Yeah, it's the same thing that is happening with Tyler Adams. Arsenal being linked with him, saying that we could actually trigger the release clause of the player. Could it be true? Could it be not true? I still don't know, but 40 million release clause, January. I mean, all the reports, linking us with players show that Arsenal has the money. Arsenal have the money to splash in the January transfer window, and I'm really skeptical about that. When have we spent all this kind of, all these kinds of monies in the January transfer window? How much we might want to splash the money around? When have we done that? When have we ever splashed all that kind of money in January? Quite really, impressive, isn't it? How are you doing? Aluko says hi. Jody says hi, Cossy. Simon says hi, Cossy. Coutinho is a no. Geoff says hi, Cossy. Koroma says hi, Cossy. Thanks for your good work. Tell me about the debt of Leno. Look, there is nothing I can say about Leno at the moment. At least we know that he wants to leave. And then Onyango Simon says, Cossy's it isn't fine. I don't know what's you I don't know what you're saying. Maybe is it my audio? Is it my audio that's not fine? I don't know. You could let me know if my audio is fine down there. Let me know if the audio is okay, right? Let me know if the audio is okay. I'll be glad, right? I'll be more than glad to I'll be really, really more than glad to to improve on the audio if it is not fine, right? So guys, look, if the audio is okay, please let me know at least 2 comments about the audio, 2 comments, so that we can, so that I can know that the audio is okay. But with Taylor Adams, Arsenal might want to do the deal. And I think, look, we might do the deal. It's crazy. Like, we just spent 156 million in the summer. So anything could happen, right? Thank you so much, Anu. Says audio is okay, right? He says audio is okay. So, look, anything could happen. But for me, we want a central midfielder, and we want a good one, right? Because I'm becoming a little bit skeptical. The Arsenal will go in for another attacking midfielder after signing Martin Odegaard. I'm a little bit skeptical about that. So if you're going to go for a central midfielder, we need to go for a good one that can create chances, one that can score goals, one that link up play, one that is talented, one that is exciting, and one that can actually help out Thomas Partey with all the duties in the midfield. So Tyler Adams, a player that is not yet zero down, more like an Ainsley Maitland-Niles, not yet zero down to being a midfielder. How many times has he played in that area? How many games has he played as a midfielder? So I think like I just think we need someone who has nailed it. Go for a Ruben Neves in the summer, right? And look, I'm under no pressure if Arsenal, right? Okay, thank you so much, Simon. I'm under no pressure. Definitely, I'm under no pressure if Arsenal do not bring in a long-term player, a long-term, midfield signing. I'm under no pressure. Trust me, I'm under no pressure because I would definitely understand, right? I would definitely understand. The reason that's why I think I would understand that is look, January budgets are always that small. Then not so many clubs are going to have that big budget, 40 million, 50 million. And actually after spending 156 million in the summer, I think Arsenal will want to take a break. So I'm more convinced that we will bring in at least one or two players, at least one in January. But that one could be much like a loan deal, probably a loan deal for Kulusevski, probably a loan deal for Marco Asensio, probably a loan deal for Dani Ceballos. Yeah, but triggering a release clause for 40 million in January. I mean, it's it's something that would not really carry me away, right? It's not something that would carry me away, right? Abe says this is Abe. Thanks, Cossy, for keeping us updated about Arsenal. Thank you so much, Abe. And then Simon says Zakaria is my priority, right? So Tyler Adams, Zakaria, both playing in the German Bundesliga. I would do Zakaria. Of course, we've talked about Stephen Casey yesterday. We did talk about Stephen Casey. Today, I've not seen big reports, but let us talk about Dennis Zakaria to Roma, right? We know his contract runs down. So, and I said this, that when you have players like that whose contracts are actually running down, it might be a little bit difficult to just take them, right? There's gonna be some competition. Gladbach, no, the players' contract is running down, so they might need to sell. They're gonna be forced to sell in the January transfer window if the right offer comes in, right? If the right offer comes in, I know they will sell. But the question now is, where does he go? It's not a guarantee that he's gonna go to Arsenal. Look, we are offering him Champions League. Are we? No. We are offering him playing in the best league, that is the Premier League. We are also offering him probably good wages and a project, right? A project that is more stable than that of Roma. Because I think Roma, despite the fact that they brought in Jose Mourinho, they do not have a clear project that is going on at the moment. Maybe they could set one, starting in the summer. That I don't see. But remember, they wanted Granit Xhaka, and the only reason as why he stayed at Arsenal was Mikel Arteta and the pricing. They didn't want to pay the money we wanted, so we told them, back off, back off, back off. You're not actually going to, take the player. Apart from that, I think Xhaka by now could have been a Roma player, because I still remember Fabrizio Romano coming to as close as saying that the deal could be agreed on the next few days and on the next few hours, right? But look, it never happened. It really never happened. And should I say I'm glad it never happened? I don't know if I'm glad. I don't know if I'm not glad that it did happen. But from the bottom of my heart, I feel like Arsenal should not miss out on Dennis Zakaria. This is an opportunity, once in a lifetime. Okay, not once in a lifetime, because there's so many midfielders out there. Bisuma's contract is also nearing he's the end. Probably you could go for Bisuma after January in the summer. But the good thing with the Zakaria, and why I thought Arsenal should be more serious about getting in Zakaria and not waste time on the likes of Kulusevski, Asensio, Ceballos, and others, is you're getting a player who actually plays in a position that you would love to feel long term, and you're also getting an opportunity to bring in that player to actually fit in for Thomas Partey, sit in for Partey in the short term in January. Remember, Partey is injury prone, and we all know that. So if Partey is out, can Zakaria sit in? I think he can. I think you could play him with Niles. You could play him with Lakonga. Depends on the game. So look, this is us getting two birds with one stone. A player that fits in for Partey, that sits in for Partey, covers for Partey in January, covers for Swiss international teammate Xhaka while he's injured, and then a long-term midfielder, a long-term midfield prospect that probably could become one of a wonder in the midfield. We've spoken about this before. We've spoken about this guy lots and lots of time, right? We've spoken about him lots and lots of time, and I feel like if Arsenal miss out on this one, look, it depends. If we miss out on him and get a better player, because if we miss out on Zakaria and get Ruben Neves, I ain't complaining. I'm not complaining if we get Ruben Neves over Dennis Zakaria, but I'll be complaining if we get Ceballos over Zakaria, I'll be complaining. So it's only smart business for me. It's only smart business for me. If we get Zakaria, probably 15 million. 15 to 24 million, that is good business, long term. Sign him, give him a 5-year contract at the club, and things are really gonna work out. So for me, look, Roma want him, and I think it's not going to be Roma only, right? It's not going to be Roma only. It could be Dortmund. We know how much Dortmund fancy getting players from Borussia Mönchengladbach, and at the moment, I think they might look into it and say, okay, let's go to Gladbach and get in one of the best, central midfielders. Imagine having Zakaria, Togan Nazar, Marco Reyes, and Jude Bellingham, right? Then Giovanni Reina and Erling Haaland. That's a complete squad. That's a complete beauty of it, of a lineup. And the likes of Mahmoud Daoud are also still there. The likes of Julian Brand. So if he goes to Dortmund, I won't be shocked, because the number of players that have crossed over from Borussia Mönchengladbach to Dortmund have been so many. You can name any. I think Ginter, came and I think went back. I think came and went back. You have Mahmoud Daoud from Gladbach as well. Rias from Gladbach, I think, as well. And a couple of other players, really, right? And a couple of other players that have actually moved, switched from, Gladbach to Borussia Mönchengladbach to Borussia Dortmund. So if Dortmund come for the player, uh, they'll take him. They'll take him. And that's why I think Arsenal need to act fast and act quick on Dennis Zakaria. Act fast and act quick. You'll get the player. But apart from that, it's gonna be it's gonna be a very, very difficult situation. All right. All right. Chris says, why do we want Marco Asensio? Like, where would he play? Now, with Marco Asensio, I'm also very, very look. I don't know whether I'm confused because of his versatility or because of his lack of game time, that I can't find proper statistics around him. But again, when he broke onto the scene, he was one of those exciting midfielders to watch. He was one of those very, very exciting midfielders to watch. But at the moment, look, he can be used as a winger. He could be used as a central midfielder, box to box, number 10, things like that. Look, I feel like he's more advanced as a player. He will have to play in more advanced positions. Is Arsenal going to give you that position at the moment? We are still struggling to nail down the likes of Smith Rowe. We are trying to nail down the likes of Martin Odegaard, find regular game time for them and find regular positions for them. And they're also playing around that area. So Marco Asensio, unless Arsenal want to turn him into a proper box to box, or probably use him in a 4-3-3, I don't see him as the best option, right? But I will have talk about Marco Asensio probably tomorrow in the morning, because there is a lot of talk around him as well. Okay, Patrick says, no, right. This is Simon, and he says, I would rather take Haidara than Adams. Look, my only problem with my only problem with Tyler Adams is he's not nailed it. He's not nailed it. It's not like Albert Sam Lokonga. Lokonga is young, very young, but he's always played in that area, right? So he knows what he wants to do and he knows what he wants to become. But with Tyler Adams, I'm a little bit skeptical. I've got to accept that. I'm a little bit skeptical. Patrick says if they sign Asensio, they improve in the midfield role because he can even score goals, assist. It will be a signing for Arsenal. I'm asking myself, why isn't he doing that at Real Madrid? Madrid have been in a predicament for some time now. They need someone to bail them out. And look, I said it when we signed Thomas Partey. It was last summer, but one. I say that when a club is doing poorly, that is when serious players shine, right? For example, if at the moment in the Arsenal midfield, it is easy to shine. It's easy to shine because you don't have two players that are doing so well, right? But if a club is doing so well, for example, Atletico Madrid, right? Their midfield, or Chelsea, you know, it's hard. Look, if a player doesn't make it to the Chelsea midfield, I wouldn't say, oh, they're not really good enough, right? But there's been a time when Kroos is getting injured, he's getting burnout, he's always getting serious burnout, game in, game out. You have you have Modric also getting tired, bombarded with injuries. Why haven't these boys stood up? Why haven't they come out and said it's time to take our chance, right? They've been at Real Madrid for some time. It's not that they've been at Real Madrid for 1 year or 2 years. They've been there for some time. Why haven't they shown? And look, I've always defended Asensio, and I say that with a club like Real Madrid having having Cruz and Modric playing regularly in the midfield, it could be something really, really hard to break through the team, right? It could be something really, really hard to break through the team. And I say that. But people, honestly, if if we're serious about it, right? If you're serious about it, Asensio, is it the competition that he failed to beat, or is he not as good as he is rated? Because that is also an option. You might not be as overrated, but you might not be as good still as people rate you, and that is always a very, very big problem. But look, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I feel like Arsenal, even the position we want to fulfill, is far away from Marco Asensio, right? I mean, we're looking at Zakaria, we're looking at Kulusevski, we're looking at the likes of Ruben Neves, Asensio. Is he in that tire? Not really, not really. But still young. He's still young. Probably we could actually work on him. You never know. Probably we could actually work on him. And then Chris says, do you think Asensio can be our Bernardo Silva type of player? I don't know. Why hasn't he done it at Real Madrid, right? Why hasn't he done it at Real Madrid? Is it the competition? Look, I don't know. I really don't know. Patrick says, why can't Arsenal go for Haaland as the striker? I know you know the answer deep down. I've been that before I became a content creator. I've always been that Arsenal fan that wants to sign Messi every summer. I've always wanted the likes of Karim Benzema. I've always wanted the likes of Gonzalo Higuain. I've always wanted Arsenal to make those big money moves. But I'm starting to realize now, right? I'm starting to realize now that maybe the money was not there at the moment. Maybe we were not, in the position to sign those players, at that particular time. And no offense to any Arsenal fans, no offense to my team. You know it, man. We're not in the Champions League. He's playing for a club that is currently in the Champions League. I doubt he would want to move from Champions League now to Europa League or Conference League, because I know we'll make it to Europe, right? I doubt he will want to do that. So my honest opinion around Erling Haaland, great player, but one that we will miss. Maybe we'll sign his brother. I think for us to start attracting players in the caliber of Haaland, Bellingham, we could start with Jude Bellingham next summer, but one, we need to go back to the Champions League. We need to have, we need to start competing at a top level, right? If we are not competing at a top level, forget those players. Forget all those men, man. Forget them. They are not interested in coming to Arsenal if we can't compete at a top level, right? Anu says, Cossy, I don't think Asensio is good for us. Patrick says, can Arsenal sign Trippier for Bellerin replacement? Look, I think Trippier would do a very, very good signing for Arsenal. And the reason as to why I think that is, look, he's an England national team regular, and he's now 31. Next year is going to be 32. He's going to play in Qatar. I'm definitely sure. Unless he picks up an injury, he's one of the favorite sons of Gareth Southgate. So unless he picks up an injury, unless he declines tremendously, I believe he's going to be called for England in the World Cup. after that, I think that is more like self-actualization. He's won the league with Atletico Madrid. More like self-actualization, really. I don't think after that he's going to have big ambitions at 32. So he might want to come back in England, probably end his career there, probably end all this kind of talk. There, just have spend more time in his country, spend more time at home, spend more time around his family, or bring back his family if it is not in England. Bring back his family to the UK, and enjoy the last days of his career in the UK. The question is that United wanted him, and United, I think their right back is struggling. So if he doesn't join Arsenal, look, no, not really. If he doesn't join United, maybe we can go for him. But I think his first priority is Manchester United. Honestly, his first priority is Manchester United. Not disrespect to Arsenal. We are also a very, very good side, right? We are also a very, very good side. But his first priority would Manchester United. But I think it would be a very, very worth signing. However, it would be a little bit off track of what we are trying to do at the club at the moment in terms of recruitment. Because what we are trying to do is we're trying to bring in young players and then recruit even younger players as their understudies. Look at Kentiani, 23, 24. And the understudy to him is 20. Look at if you're looking at an understudy to Tomiyasu, then I think we should be looking at someone who is 19, 20 as well, right? So I think Arsenal might not go for Kieran Trippier because of the age. But the other thing that I would love about Trippier is the versatility. He can play on the left. He can also play on the right. And maybe that. But if you bring him as an understudy, for how long? Like 3 years? You give him a 3-year contract? Maybe. But I think it would be better. Groom Tomiyasu, make him better, and then develop an understudy. Develop an understudy to Tomiyasu, for Tomiyasu. I think that would be the better thing to do. Right. Simon says, was Renato Sanchez playing? Where is Renato Sanchez playing for now? Right? In France, Lille, Metropole. They won the league last season. But look, this season they're a little bit over. They let go of Somare. Who did they lose again? They lost Gabriel. He wasn't there when they won the league, but they lost. I feel like they lost 2 players. They lost Somare and who? Which other Lille Metropole player left? Because I feel like there was a big Lille Metropole player that left, and we were linked with him. I don't remember, but I just feel like, did they lose a striker? Oh, no. I think I don't remember, really. I don't remember. But look, Renato, one that was really linked with Liverpool, one was that was really linked with with Arsenal again. Now is currently in France doing his thing. Chris under Arteta. Chris says under Arteta, we have rumored with Jorginho, Locatelli, Neves. All those midfielders are similar. Deep lying, solid defensively, and creative. So I think we are not going to go for Zakaria and Bissouma. I might agree with you because you're literally you're literally echoing what Fabrizio Romano said about our transfer policy, right? Because he said, if you still remember what Romano said in the summer, he said Arsenal will not sign Bissouma as first priority. He's appreciated. He is wanted, but we will not go for him as first priority. You still remember that, right? You still remember that. And Zakaria is also similar to Bissouma, isn't he? As well, very, very similar. Their creativity, for me, is a big ask. When you tell them start creating chances, start doing these things, it's a big ask. It feels like it's a very, very big ask when it comes to creativity. So look, and you're right, because there's he actually Fabrizio said that Arsenal are looking for a different kind of midfielder, one that can actually provide more than Thomas Partey, especially going forward. So maybe the type of midfielder that Arsenal are looking at could be the likes of one that looks like Rusty Barkley, Jorginho, Conor Gallagher, maybe some kind some player like that. And I would take Conor Gallagher, by the way. I'll take Conor Gallagher. Brilliant, right? Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. All right, so let's watch what people are still saying. Patrick says, can Alexis Sanchez be back for next summer? Okay. Can Alexis Sanchez be back in the next summer? If Arsenal wanted him, they would take him back. But do I want him back? No. But if Arsenal wanted him, I think Inter Milan would be happier if there was a club that was interested in that lad, right? They would be happier. They would be absolutely happier. Because look, he's been there, he's gone there from Manchester United, and he's been an absolute bismo, a disgrace. Look, I don't think Arsenal will think about Alexis Sanchez. The rumors have been there. He scored a goal. I still remember he did score a goal in their last Champions League game against Sheriff United. Are they called Sheriff United or anything like that? But look, apart from that, I don't see him coming back. But if Arsenal want him, they could bring him back. They could bring him back. Do you want Alexis Sanchez, guys, to be back? It would also depend on what your opinions are. Hey, Cossy, I like your program. Thank you so much. Bishanji, thank you so much. I love the name Bishanji. Thank you so much for loving the program. Make sure you do check out all the shows early in the morning. I always have one at 11 a.m. I'm struggling to really upload that one at 11 strictly. But at 11 a.m. I have one at 4:45. I have another live show at 9 p.m. Patrick says, where is the sticker? Where is the sticker Takuma for Arsenal? Striker Takuma. I don't know. I really do not know. But where is Takuma? Where is Takuma? I really can't tell. I've taken long, I think, without tracking, and I may not actually remember the other name, but I just feel like we signed some Japanese player called Takuma something, right? Let me look. Let me try to see Takuma. I can't really find the name, so I really can't find. Let me just. All right, the player was called Takuma Sano, right? Yeah, the player was called Takuma Sano. Let's see where he is. Let's see where Takuma Asano is. I still remember Arsenal did sign a player called. Was he from the academy? Right? No, he was not from our academy. Actually, we signed him in 2016, Takuma Asano, and was announced as as the second signing of the season in that season. Where is he now? Professional footballer who plays as a forward for Bundesliga club VfL Bochum and the Japan national team. So he's playing at VfL Bochum. Actually, I've been following Bochum, right? I've been following Bochum. I've not watched any games, any of their games, and that's why I've not really seen that he's playing there. But let's see, Bochum FC, right? Bochum FC in the German Bundesliga. They've been doing well. I'm going to say that. Bochum, 1848. They've been doing well. If you look at the standings in the German Bundesliga, they've been doing well. Where are you, Bochum? Where are you? They are sitting in position 12. They've collected 13 points this season. They're 5 points behind. They're 5 points behind top 5. They're 5 points behind Leipzig. Leipzig are in top 5. So they're actually doing well. They're only 6 points. They're only 6 points behind top 4. So they're doing well. And if you look at their last 5 games, they have lost 2 and won 3 of them. So they're really doing well. Let's see if he makes it to the starting lineup. Let's see if we can look at their recent games, and I look for your man, Takuma Asano. Thank you so much for reminding me that guy. Does he start? Yeah, he starts. Shot number 10, Takuma Asano. Shirt number 10 for VFL Bochum. Their last game, they beat Hoffenheim to, is it Hoffenheim? Really? Yeah, it's Hoffenheim. They beat Hoffenheim 2-0. And Asano played in that game. He wears shirt number 10. They play a 4-3-3, and Asano plays on the front line with D. Blam and S. Polter. So Polter, Blam, and Takuma Asano are the players that play on that front three line for Bochum. So look, research made and questions answered. Right. So someone says, why don't we sign Barkley? Look, I would take Rossi Barkley. He's one of those players that I looked at Everton, and I looked at him at Everton, and I was blown away. One of the other players that I really loved, he was not at Everton, but I think it was Delph. By the time I think he was playing at Aston Villa before they got relegated, right? Delph, I think it's called Fabian Delph. You have Rossi Barkley. Jack Rodwell is another one, right? Actually, Jack Rodwell, was an earlier star than Rossi Barkley, right? So I love those guys, and I would take Rossi Barkley at Arsenal, because for me, I feel like Chelsea do have a lot, right, in that midfield that players do the same. You have Kovacic there, the maestro, the mastermind, creation. You have Loftus-Cheek doing well as well, very, very talented. Now we have Rossi Barkley there. You have N'Golo Conte. You have Jorginho there. Look, the midfield is so filled with CMs and CDMs. So if we provided an opportunity for Barkley to give him regular game time, he might accept. And I think, look, very, very progressive player. I love the way he handles the ball. He's not reckless. I don't think he switches off in games. How old is he? I'll take Rossi Barkley. I love him. No disrespect. And then okay, this is Tiani, right? Tiani says, Cossy, you're right. Sanchez is out of Arsenal project. Now we need new blood. Yeah, absolutely. Out of our prospects. We want Coutinho added to Arsenal. This is according to Mohammed. No, I wouldn't take Coutinho. But got no problems if anyone wants Coutinho. Got no problems with that. And it says Lille lost like 3 players. There is 1 player in AC Milan. Right. I think I didn't really keep track of them. I didn't keep track, but I thought I was really following transfers, especially around the French Ligue A and the Italian Serie A. I thought I was following, but interesting. I didn't keep track of that. Simon says, how is Nelson doing at Olympiacos? Great question. I've not done any loan reports. That is really ridiculous of me, not doing loan reports. But I want to see if let's just check out Olympiacos and see if the lad is really starting games. That's what I'm going to do. Is he starting games there at Olympiacos? So in the last game, he didn't start. In the last game, he didn't start. He was not actually there. Was he on the bench? Rhys Nelson, was he on the bench? I'm not even looking at him. He's not on the bench, really. He's not on the bench, really. Is this true? So last game, he didn't start. Rhys Nelson. Let's see when they played against Olympiacos, against Frankfurt. Sorry. Again, I don't see him anywhere there. Are we sure he's not? Look, the last time we heard of him was when he was joining Olympiacos. Right? Are we sure he's there? Because he might not even be there. Because he was linked with a couple of clubs. I don't know how I lost. I don't know how I lost track of him. No, he's not. He's not at Olympiacos, really. He's not at Olympiacos. He's playing at Feyenoord, right? He's playing at Feyenoord. Yeah, I still remember. He's playing at Feyenoord. So let's look at Feyenoord and see if they are actually giving him some game time. All right, let's see if they're really giving him some time. I should do loan reports really. I should be doing loan reports. Okay. Feyenoord, is he playing football? Last game again, he didn't start. Was he on the bench? Yes, he was. He actually came on from the bench in the last game, but he didn't start for them. That's one thing I can assure you. In the last game, did he start against Union Berlin in the UEFA Conference League? Again, no. So literally, at Feyenoord, he's also struggling to start football, start football games, start football matches, and that is something that would actually hurt a player, right? Like Chris Nelson, because he went there to get game time. He went to Feyenoord. He didn't go to Olympiacos. He went to Feyenoord, really, but he was really close linked with with Feyenoord. Chris says, I feel like separating Laka and Auba will get the best of them, will get the best out of them as they seem like, as they seem like on vacation together. Wow, wow, wow. I've not received a comment that gives me a smile. Do they really seem on vacation together? I don't know, but definitely they're going to be separated, and they're going to be separated for life, right? So, just wait for that. It's coming. Anu says, when are you listening? When you are listening to this channel, try to click the like button. Thank you so much, Anu. Thank you so much, Anu. Please make sure you do smash a like on the video. I don't want to over interrupt the content by saying smash the like button, smash the like button. It becomes a little bit frustrating. So I want to, have a show that flows, and that's why I really do not want to overnag on the like button. But it really helps a lot in terms of recommending the channel to other people and also building the network. Patrick says, can Di Maria join because rumors has been said about him joining Arsenal? Not anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore. Di Maria could have joined us in the season when Ozil joined. Actually, there are a couple of reports that are still saying that Arsenal did want, Arsenal wanted Di Maria, Arsene Wenger wanted Di Maria and not Ozil. Now, look, there's a lot of, trash when it comes to transfers. But I just feel like, and I just want to feel like there is some truth to it, right? I just feel like there is some truth to there is some truth to it. I just feel like maybe Arsene Wenger wanted Di Maria because by that time both of them were top players and both of them were actually really doing well. But at the moment, Di Maria, no, really, no. Can Lautaro Martinez join next summer if Arsenal place the right money or the right bid? If Arsenal put in the right bid, he can join. If we put in the right bid, are we gonna place in the right bid? Me and you. Feyenoord last match, Nelson came in the 70th minute and assisted the winning goal. He is improving. This according to Chris. Thank you so much for the report, Chris. But look, I think he should be starting. I think he should be starting. If he wants a chance in the Arsenal starting 11, with all the competition that there is at the moment, he needs to be doing better than he is really doing. Guys, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. I did come a little bit late today, and I'm really, really sorry about that. But I promise tomorrow we will be on time. So those are the rumors around the club. Smash a like. I will speak to you tomorrow, early in the morning. Kwaheri for now.